I lay in bed, watching the snow fall from my window against the dark sky. My thoughts drifted aimlessly until a loud knock interrupted them. "Come in," I shouted, still gazing out the window. "I have to go out for a bit. Can you watch your sister?" my dad asked, walking over to my bed and looking at me. "Sure, I don't mind," I replied with a faint smile. Dad smiled back and said, "Thanks, I appreciate it. Dinner's on the stove if you two get hungry." He turned to leave, but I stopped him with a sigh. "Be safe. I don't want to lose you too." I said it softly. Dad's eyes widened, and his smile faded into a sad frown. He looked away and muttered, "Yeah, I will be," as he walked away. The wooden floor and stairs creaked under his steps. I stared at the empty hallway for a few seconds, then threw myself back into my bed angrily. "Damn it," I cursed, slamming my fist into the covers. "Maybe I shouldn't have said that," I groaned. I was lying on my bed, gazing at the ceiling, and wondering how I could have handled that interaction differently. My thoughts were interrupted by a sudden change in the brightness of my room. The light that had filled it was replaced by a dark void, barely lit by the moonlight. I felt a jolt of surprise, but I reasoned with myself. The light must have gone out. I got up and walked over to the tall lamp that usually illuminated my room. I unscrewed the light bulb from it. I recalled that my dad usually stored some light bulbs in a cabinet under the kitchen sink, so I decided to go look for one. As I stepped out into the hallway, I noticed something strange. The light that usually brightened the corridor was off. I wondered why, since my sister Maya was terrified of the dark. Could Dad have forgotten to turn it on? That seemed unlikely. He always remembered to do that for Maya. I shrugged and muttered, "Nice job, Clara." I reached for the switch and flipped it on. I expected the light to come on instantly, but instead it flickered, as if resisting my command. After a few seconds, it finally stayed on and illuminated the hallway. I felt a chill down my spine. It was like a scene from a creepy ghost story that I would normally dismiss as fiction. I decided to ask Dad about the power issue tomorrow. He would probably be too tired to talk about it tonight. A loud creak interrupted my thoughts. It echoed through the house. "Clara, I'm hungry," Maya said behind me. I jumped and turned around. "You scared me," I exclaimed, smiling. "Oh, sorry," she said softly. I remembered what she had said. "Oh, Dad left some food on the stove for us. Come on, I'll heat it up for you." I took her hand and led her down the creaky hallway and the creaky stairs. The aroma of something delicious wafted up to us as we went down. I headed to the dining room with Maya, who quickly found a seat at the table. I was eager to see what Dad had cooked for us tonight. I always loved his dishes, but my enthusiasm vanished when I reached the stove. I froze in place, staring at the food. "What's wrong?" Maya asked softly. I felt tears welling up in my eyes as I looked at the chicken and waffles. "Mom's favorite," I whispered. It was on a night like this that we lost her, in the snow and silence. Dad used to make this for her every Saturday, and sure enough, the calendar above the stove confirmed it was Saturday. I wiped my tears and tried to focus on heating up Maya's plate. I put some food on it and walked to the microwave. I slid the plate inside and watched it spin. I noticed that even the microwave light was not working. "Dad really needs to get this fixed," I muttered. The microwave beeped, and I took out the plate. I turned around with a smile and said, "It's done." But there was no answer. I opened my eyes and saw that Maya was gone from the table. "Maya?" I called out, but there was no response. "Maya!" I shouted louder. "In here!" A weak voice came from the living room. I walked over there with the plate in my hand. I frowned as I followed her into the living room. "You could have told me you were leaving the kitchen," I said, placing her plate on the coffee table. "I wanted to watch some TV," she muttered, jabbing at the power button. I shook my head and sat down next to her. Why am I so paranoid? I wondered. She just moved from one room to another. I glanced at her hand and saw the problem. I smiled and took the remote from her. "This is the wrong one, silly," I said. "You need the other one to turn on the TV and change the channels." Our TV was a bit weird like that. I headed towards the TV to grab the other remote, but something strange stopped me in my tracks. "What the hell?" I muttered to myself as I faced a dark abyss. I waved my hand in front of the TV, expecting to see my reflection, but there was nothing. No Maya, no furniture, no sign of life, just an empty blackness. I snatched the remote and pressed the power button, but nothing. It was dead. I checked the back cover and found the batteries in place. "The TV seems to be out of order," I said faintly. "Oh, okay. I'll just eat in my room then," Maya said, sounding disappointed. Maya climbed the stairs, making them creak louder with each step, until she reached her room and closed the door with another loud noise. I remained frozen where I was, staring blankly at the TV. I tried everything to make it work, but the TV stayed in a dark void. I looked around the living room nervously, feeling my breath quicken. My eyes fell on the lamp behind the couch, and it started to flicker. My muscles tightened, and I couldn't move as I watched. I gazed intently at the light bulb until it lit up fully again, and I breathed a sigh of relief. I tried to make light of what had just happened. "Get a grip, Clara. Maybe you're losing your mind." I said it with a chuckle, but my laughter and chuckles were soon replaced by a new sound.